Hey everybody, this is Cody with Timberline Inspections. Want to go over a few things about cracks in masonry walls today. Want to explain a couple things, talk about what we look at and what we would recommend for cracking, different types of cracking and in different materials. Want to start with, as most people may or may not know, home inspectors are generalists. We are trained in the majority of aspects and systems concerning construction, sometimes commercial and residential, so that we can look at something and see whether it's something minor, whether it's cosmetic, or whether further action needs to be taken, and then we will recommend the correct professional, be it a plumber, be it foundation specialist, a roofer, whatever it may be. The subject for today is going to be a masonry structure. This building is constructed out of concrete block and mortar. I want to start with this crack here. Again, as I said, what we do is we look at the type of crack and go by our training as to figuring out why the crack may be happening. Think about the material that it's in. Here we have, and this is the first one I want to talk about. These are very minor type cracks depending on how severe it actually is. A step crack is a very common crack in foundations and masonry walls. The reason for the name, as you can see here, the crack actually conforms to the lines of the blocks. The crack follows the path of least resistance. Another name for these, and the reason why they're most of the time they're minor, is a shrinkage crack. When the blocks are set in place and the mortar is applied, that material is somewhat damp. It has to be pliable so that they can use it. So when it dries, it is prone to cracking like this. And again, it's done so along the lines. It's not going against lines. It isn't through a block. Therefore, when we see these, a lot of times we comment about them, but we say that they are cosmetic or minor. One thing to keep in mind on this one is the size of the crack, and the fact that if you notice here, some of the mortar has deteriorated, and it appears like at one point they attempted to repoint the mortar, which is the term for reapplying the mortar in between the blocks. That is the fix that we usually say when there's deteriorated mortar. We say that it should be repointed, but it doesn't look like it was done very well, which may be the reason why the crack has reoccurred. Then the other type of crack, and the more severe, the thing that we generally worry about if it's through a large number of blocks, is a crack like this. Now, we make comments when we have a little more information, whether it's settlement or it's movement or some other form of issue causing it, but this crack is directly through the block. That one, and again, if there's more of it, we would make a recommendation that a foundation specialist be retained or be consulted. Some more step cracking. And that's about it for today. As I mentioned, cracking is common. You're gonna see it. The home inspector's job is to come in and look at it and see what type of cracking, how much cracking, and what material is the cracking in, and then go from there to give you a better idea of a course of action, whether a professional needs to be brought in or if it's something that is, cosmetic and common and can wait and would need to be repaired only for appearance. Again, thank you for joining us this week. This has been Cody with Timberline Inspections.